What's up, everybody? We are back with the Magic and Andrew MMA betting podcast to talk about the Hermansson versus Strickland UFC Fight Night 47 card with a very special guest, Z's MMA. Z, thanks for joining us, buddy.
My pleasure, man. Happy to be on. I'm definitely a fan of the show. You guys have pointed me in the direction of a few good bets. So, yeah, happy to come on and talk fights with you guys.
Hell yeah. Well, we've got quite a few Canadian fighters on this card. First off, we're going in Tapology fight odds order this time. We usually go best fight odds, but it's kind of messed up on the site right now. So starting off with Malcolm Gordon versus Dennis Bondar. Magic, I'm going to kick it to you first.
Yeah, Gordon is a fucking bum. It's a miracle that he has a win in the UFC. I don't know how that happened. I actually bet the guy once by submission because it was like a crazy fucking line against Sumu Darji, and he got hit once and kicked like a bitch. Like, that was the worst thing I've ever seen in the UFC. That wasn't a knockout punch or anything. The guy straight up quit. And this guy, Bondar, he hasn't faced a lot of good people, but he looks the part. He could be a really good prospect. I like what I see. I mean, Gordon looks like if a civilian landed on him hard enough, he would go down. I think Bondar is going to do whatever he wants on him. Doesn't go is solid. Bondar inside the distance. Bondar by knockout. I mean, he's more of a submission guy, but Gordon just quits. I mean, he has been stopped by knockout 4 times in 5 losses, I think. He's trash. No disrespect.
Z, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I agree. I echo Magic's sentiments. I've bet Bondar inside the distance at even money. I don't really want to pick between the knockout or the sub because they're both about the same. So any way it comes, I'll take it. And yeah, even in some of Gordon's wins, he's getting hurt. Like even against the guy a few fights ago in TKO. Let me bring up his name. Yeah, that Yanni Sherbatov, and he could make strawweight if there was a division. So yeah, I think Bondar comes in and smashes him, takes him down, submits him, or hits him on the feet. The only real problem with Bondar here is that he is coming in off of a pretty big layoff, like I think 2.5 years, and he's pulled out of 2 fights. So that's a bit concerning for a guy making his debut as a big favorite. But I agree with what Magic said. I mean, I don't really rate Gordon that highly at all, hardware or skill set. So yeah, give me Bondar to finish, and yeah, should get the night started off right.
Sweet. Yeah. You guys pretty much nailed it. I think Bondar should win this, but at the same time, he hasn't really fought a great level of competition, hasn't been super active lately. So I'm not necessarily dying to lay that minus where is it? See, this is why I go on best fight odds order. I need the odds right in front of me. But it's messed up on here. So I think he's like minus 300. We'll go with that for now. I think he takes this one. But second fight of the night, we have got Jason Witt versus Phil Rowe. This is a hilarious fight. I'll start off now. Witt, he's going to shoot takedowns. He's very fragile on the feet. Phil Rowe has like a 10-inch reach advantage here, which is like very rare for the UFC to see a 10-inch reach advantage. Rowe gets taken down like it's his job, but if he hits Witt once, he might die. So I think this fight is going to be a mess. I'm picking Rowe to win, but not very confidently. Z, what do you think?
I'm a little bit tempted to bet Rowe. And one more thing, if you click on the fight on Tapology, it'll actually show you the odds in like the tail of the tape. So the veteran tactic.
More you know.
But oh, and another thing I wanted to mention, sorry, about my Gordon, because someone mentioned the fake Figgy fight, and I went back and watched that, and I had Figueiredo to finish him too, and he almost did it in that second round. He did have him on the ropes for a bit. So, but yeah, anyways, getting to Rowe versus Witt, I am tempted on Rowe. A lot of money coming in on Witt. I just don't really. You know, I could see him winning that first round. I could see him getting takedowns. I could see Phil Rowe having to rally late. And I actually watched the Dogger Pass podcast. Shout out to Cody Saftik, because he suggested a live bet on Rowe after round 1, which I think is also a good idea. And when you're looking at Phil Rowe to finish, I just don't think there's a big enough difference to warrant opting for the prop. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm tempted on Phil Rowe. Love the reach. I like his striking. He's trained with a lot of good grapplers in the past, so it's not like a weakness. I do think Witt could, like I said, take him down, maybe hold him down for periods of time, but I think Rowe finishes him eventually. So That's my my take on it. No bet right now. I think I agree with Cody Saftik. Live bet Rowe after 1 is good, and the money line is tempting me right now, so I might end up with a bet on him before Saturday.
Cool. Magic, what do you got?
Yeah, Jason Witt is bad, man. I mean, yeah, he can grapple a bit and this and that. It was a miracle that he won his last fight. I think it probably should have been a draw anyway. That third round against Barberina was hilarious. But yeah, the guy might I mean, it's probably between him and Malcolm Gordon actually for the worst chin in the UFC. It has to be these two. Like it's fucking horrible, man. Every time he gets touched, he looks like it's about to go out. If you have to box someone in the UFC in the male roster, wouldn't you pick this guy or maybe Chase Hooper?
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
he's horrible. Yeah, I don't know why all this money is coming on Jason Witt. Yesterday and today, and is Rowe injured or something?
Apparently, he's having a tough weight cut. I saw Best Fight Picks was saying that Rowe. That might have just been an excuse from Rowe to cancel on Levy's interview, but I don't know. Apparently, it's a rough cut.
I need more solid sources.
Yeah, I don't know. And even if it is, I don't really think it warrants it. Like he could come in here and miss weight. He could have a bad weight cut and still. And still win. And one thing I wanted to say about, because I do feel like, I feel like a live bet on Rowe is a good option, but the problem is he might spark him in the first round just down the pipe. So that's why I'm kind of tempted to take it already.
Rowe is the much better striker and he has a massive reach advantage, and he may just jab at the guy once and he may be done. I mean, I don't understand it. I think Rowe inside the distance is a steal at plus money. He has 100% finishing rate. I parlayed Rowe inside the distance, I mean, and I have some round 1. I think he's going to touch the guy once and he's going to fucking die. And if he gets taken down, which could happen because his takedown defense is not the best, he's a very good grappler, actually. Not a very good grappler, but a very good jiu-jitsu player. He has rolled with legit people. I mean, they made the guy roll with Gordon Ryan, which was very funny because Gordon was carrying him and giving him positions and everything, but it's fucking Gordon Ryan. And he wasn't like, I mean, it wasn't humiliating. He's a legit grappler. He just needs to touch him once, and the fight is done, I think. So, yeah. I'm confident in this pick.
The problem is just the discrepancy, right? Like, you can get him at minus 120 or you're getting him inside the distance at what? Like, I saw it very, very short. So
yeah, I was going to actually play Moneyline because of this. I mean, Ngannou was a good example of this last time out, but it went up and I got like plus 130, I think. That's enough discrepancy for me.
Sweet. Next up, we have Gelatin Almeida versus Danilo Marquez. Magic, I'll stick with you on this one.
Yeah, this guy I think he's going to be in the magic wagon for years to come. He's a fucking machine, man. He's on all the roids. I don't know how long he's going to escape USADA, but it's fucking impressive. He has striking, probably the best jiu-jitsu. I mean, not probably. He has the best jiu-jitsu in the division by far. I mean, this guy is fucking good. And Danilo Marquez is... He just gasses by staring at people. It's fucking funny. He does nothing and he's gassing and dying after 3 minutes. All he has is grappling and he's badly out-grappled here, probably. I think Jailton is going to keep it on the feet and destroy him. He could grapple him too. I don't know. Almeida by whatever he wants. Inside the distance, minus 140, I think. It's probably a steal. He's minus 400 and has never won a decision. He's a finishing machine. Yeah, it's fine. He's going to smoke this guy.
Z, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It's just weird. Like, I'm used to Jailton Almeida as like a plus 190 on the Contender Series. Now we have him as like a minus 400. So
yeah, man, I think that was tremendous. I got inside the distance at that ridiculous number. It was like plus 3 something.
Nice.
And that fight was probably the best fight all season. If you think about the two guys, because he fought a legit guy and he beat him decisively.
Yeah. So just that difference is kind of shocking, but I'm not going to make it the argument for Danilo Marques. If he takes the back, he can hold it. But like you said, Almeida is good on the ground, and I'd give Almeida a pretty substantial striking advantage in this one. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I just, what did you say? You said you got him inside the distance. What number did you get?
It was a ridiculous number. I can't remember, but I think it was over plus 300.
No. I mean for this one coming up. Is that what you said?
No, it opened -200, but it went up after. I got I think -145 maybe.
Yeah, not bad. I'm seeing -175 now, so I'm kind of like.
What is that at 5 dimes? I got it there.
I only use Bet Online, so.
I mean, I cannot use Bet Online, but I can use 5 dimes now.
There you
now
go.
it has reversed, because it was supposed to be only for people in America, but now I have a domain and you don't. So fuck you.
But I don't see any betting opportunity for me. I don't mind that inside the distance line that you got, Magic. But yeah, so not a strong opinion on that fight for me, but I will go with Yelton, and I think he finishes as well.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I actually like the over 1.5 a little bit plus money in this fight. I think Almeida is probably going to take him down, and I don't think Marquez is going to be easy to submit. So I really think the main way this finishes outside of the it finishes in the early stages is probably what you guys touched on, which is if Almeida KOs him on the feet, which is possible, but I just don't know if it happens at more than a 50-50 clip. So I like the over 1.5.
Almeida said he's going to keep it on the feet and knock him out.
I said he's going to take him down, so we'll see.
I mean, he didn't say it, but he hinted at that he has been training with boxers and he knows Danilo's weaknesses and everything.
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely could happen. I just feel like people say that and then they go to what they go to what they know. So I think he's going to try to take him.
Sergey said he was going to box.
Yeah.
He's a legend. At the same time, man, this is a guy that I figured if Marquez gets taken down and his guard is passed, and he's going to be able to just protect the neck or something. He's like a semi-decent grappler, and he gasses bad. I mean, he's not going to grapple and not gas on bottom. Almeida is gigantic, and I figure even if he gets him down, he's going to probably be able to pound him out at will. So I don't know.
Could happen.
I like knockout plus 300. I have some.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Plus 300 or plus 350, something like that. It's good.
Cool. Alexis Davis versus Julija Stoliarenko. Ozzy, what are you thinking for this one?
Sorry, boys, I didn't look too much into it. Davis is dusty at this point, but still a veteran. Stoliarenko is not that great. I don't really have any interest in this one, though, so sorry. No strong opinion here. I'll go with Alexis Davis, though. Magic?
I parlayed Davis. I think she's, I mean, I feel almost embarrassed to parlay a girl at -225 or -240, whatever I got. But I don't know how. I don't see how she loses this fight outside of a random horrible cut because she has a lot of tissue or getting armbar from bottom, which I don't think it's going to happen. I actually think Davis is probably more live to finish Stoliarenko than the other way. I think she's going to win like a clear 30-27, doing whatever she wants or stop her late. Stoliarenko is trash. She shouldn't be in the UFC. She's not even in shape. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think Davis, I wish I got her like that early price, like -195, -200, but I do think she rolls here. Stoliarenko's big and Davis is getting up there in age. But if you look at who Davis has lost to, it's all like really good.
She's not big. She's fat.
Okay. She's rather large, yes. But yeah, I think Davis is gonna pretty much dominate this fight. Like Stoliarenko normally just tries to catch you in like an armbar or something. Davis is a black belt. I just don't see it happening, and I don't really see Stoliarenko winning minutes on the feet here. Next fight we have Marc-Andre Barriault versus Chidi and Joe Kwani. Z, what are you thinking?
I was looking at this fight today, and I don't know how strong an opinion this is again, but I'm kind of tempted on the doesn't go. It's just middleweights. You got Marc-Andre Barriault can gas people out and pressure in. It sucks because he doesn't really have a ton of power, so he really requires somebody to gas out to get a finish. But Chidi could also land on him, but he's never been finished. So yeah, Random Malakis, you guys better be careful. Me and Lucas did a podcast yesterday. They took it down. They put it back up though, but yeah.
What did you do? What did you do to get suspended?
Nothing. We just did this. We were just talking about the fights, and then after it uploaded, the whole channel went down.
It was so bad YouTube took it down.
It's the bookies, man. They don't want us. They don't want us spreading all this information. But yeah, getting back to the fight, Barriault versus Chidi. I'm tempted on the doesn't go. I mean, this is a betting show, right? Like, I'm more tempted on the doesn't go. Either Chidi finishes him early or Barriault grinds him out late. But again, I don't have a crazy strong opinion there, and no bet from me. I will pick Marc-Andre Barriault though to win the fight.
Magic?
Yeah, I like Barriault. Like not in the fight, in general. I think I have bet MAB round 3 every fight in the UFC he has had. I'm pretty sure. He's like a machine. He's not very good, but he's strong, big, throws a lot, has some power, and is durable as fuck. Round 3 is always value. This fucking guy, Oscar Pijota, gets finished with 10 seconds to go in round 2. I lost
Barriault
all
was the
this
dog
money.
there.
Yeah, I had round 3 at a ridiculous number, and this guy decides to die with 2. I mean, it was nothing on the clock. But I got it with. It was a sweat, but I got it with this fucking bum, the brother of Abu. No, or is his name Abu? I mean, the Ataitar brother that fights at middleweight. The referee was
Abu.
trying to get him killed.
Abu.
That was very funny. Yeah, it was a horrendous beating. And he stopped it with like 5 seconds to go. It was like, okay, you took your beating like a man. It's over.
Those are the best. I think I had the dozen go in that one too.
Yeah.
Hit it by like a couple seconds.
I think Barriault is going to get touched, but he's durable and he can force the pace against the fence. Maybe mixing some takedowns. I'm not sure, but I don't care. I think he's going to be alive after a ridiculous pace after 10 minutes, and I have to take Barriault round 3 small here and no. I don't know if I took inside the distance or knockout, just enough to cover me. You know what I mean? I think it's value.
Sweet. Yeah. I'm picking Barriault to win. It's not a strong conviction, but he should have a cardio edge here. He's gonna stay in Chidi's face. I think if he lets him set his feet, he probably Chidi could probably get something going. But I think if he pressures him, his cardio holds up, that he probably should take a pretty close 29-28 decision. I feel like Chidi is gonna have some success early though, so not really dying to play at a minus number. What's
Did
up?
you see this in Khabib's event that his brother fought?
No.
And he was fighting and he was plus 600 or something like that, and they were shouting him out like this legend, the comment Cejudo and Usman and this other guy, the legend and Yukwan. He went out and got fucking raped like instantly against some Russian.
They say legend way too often.
It was horrible. It was like a legit rape, man. He did whatever he wanted with him.
That's so funny, dude. I didn't know that.
Who is Stevie, man? This guy said.
I don't know.
Is it like a joke?
I think so, maybe. But we got 78 live viewers right now, so I appreciate you guys all joining. Z, we appreciate you being here. Gonna ask you to kick off this next fight. Hakeem Dawadu is taking on Mike Trisano at 145 pounds. They've got Trisano at like plus 150. Dawadu is about minus 175. What are you thinking here?
I think it's a great fight, honestly. There is a crazy prop. Trisano by knockout at like plus 700. I might have that in some lottery ticket type plays. But I think what's so exciting about this fight is when you watch the tape on both guys, both of them are always the ones edging forward and pushing into the fire, and their opponents are being very evasive. Whereas here, since they're both going to do that, I think we're just in store for a crazy barn burner. You know, they're going to exchange on the feet. I don't think either of them really wants to take it to the ground, so they will oblige each other in that sense. I give a slight advantage to Hakeem. I do rate his striking pretty highly, but he doesn't do a great job slipping punches, and he's not that durable. So that's why I said Trisano by knockout at plus 700 is not a bad look. But the bet that I took is just the doesn't go the distance. We got both sides. We got all 15 minutes plus 165 on that.
Yeah, it's gonna go now. If C2 doesn't go, it's going to be a war with 7 knockdowns, and it's going the distance.
Maybe. They've been like that before for sure. But yeah, I just think this is a great fight. Lots of exchanges.
Yeah,
Let's see somebody go down.
I let Andrew go because I know he's going to like Dawadu here. Dawadu. What is his name? Dawadu. You should know. You are Canadian. You are muted.
Dawadu.
Hakeem. Mean Hakeem,
baby. Yeah, I think Hakeem's going to beat Trisano up bad. He's stronger. He's more athletic. He's faster. I think Trisano, I bet him at plus 200 in that fight against Klein. Didn't age well. Hakeem's got wins over Julio Arce. He's got a win over Zubair Tukhugov. both who I rate higher than Trisano. So I think this line should be wider. I feel like Hakeem actually has a pretty good shot to finish him here too. Don't really see the grappling angle for Trisano. Like, Dawadu got taken down by Evelev, who's a much better grappler than he is. I actually know some people who train with Trisano and aren't necessarily high in his grappling either. So Hakeem is the play on my end. Magic, what do you think?
I don't know if I can believe like your grappling takes about your friends, because I know this crazy one. You remember this one you told me?
Yeah, but that happened. Like, that actually happened.
That happened? Can I tell on camera?
No, you can't.
Okay. But I bet Trisano. I mean, I think this is a 50-50 fight at worst.
What is this guy talking about? Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, what I was saying, this is a 50-50 fight in my opinion at worst. Maybe I could cut Trisano's slight favorite. Hakeem, I don't know what people see in him other than he's fucking jacked. I mean, he cannot even finish his dinner. I don't think he's going to finish Trisano. Trisano is tough as fuck. He has a chin. He's pretty good at everything. I think his grappling is all right. I don't think Dawadu is a better grappler than him. I think Trisano can even get takedowns here if the pace gets ridiculous. And Hakeem has a very suspect chin, in my opinion, that has not been highlighted lately because he fought Tukugov, who is a crotch sniffer, and Evloev spent 2 rounds on his back. We didn't see anything really going on, just a hard third round. And I like Trisano. I think he may finish him. I just took the money line. I don't know. I think he's going to be on his ass. And Hakeem, I don't think he's that good. He doesn't have much power in his hands. He has gone to 3 split decisions, I think, in the UFC. I just don't rate the guy that much. I mean, he's not that good. When he doesn't know what to do, he just meme moves at people and, like, fight me. I have no other arguments to close the distance. Fight me. He's not very good, man.
All right. Since you had such a bad take here, I'll let you start out. I'll let you redeem yourself. Miles Johns versus John Castaneda. What do you got?
Yeah, Miles Jones is a fraud that has cost me some money so far. But he's a fucking fraud. I know it. He's like the next Giga. His time is coming. You just have to keep fading him. He's Giga 2.0. The guy, I mean, he's the classic wrestler with an overhand, powerful physically. He can mix in some takedowns. Horrible gas tank, horrible chin by the looks of it. Not very good jiu-jitsu at all. Castaneda is a fucking tank. Crazy chin, crazy pace. He can strike, has some power. He's the better grappler on the ground. I like Castaneda here. I took inside the distance plus 500. It's a ridiculous price. I was going to bet the money line, but it went down like crazy. It was plus 2 something, and a lot of money started coming in. By that time, I took plus 500 inside the distance. And round 3, I think, is a must here. Castaneda round 3. I may look like an idiot if he wins a decision, but I'm confident I'm getting a lot of value here. And I don't think Miles is going to escape here with another overhand out of nowhere or another glove grab like he did Natividad. He grabbed his glove and then knocked him out silly. That was funny. And yeah, I think Castaneda is definitely the side.
See?
Yeah, I got in on Castaneda. I got in weeks ago, though, plus 206. I just saw that line.
Yeah, you asked me when I went to your podcast. I think we talked about this.
Yeah, I tried to tell you, bro. But I just saw that line like when we had that break. I saw that jump out because I've been a Miles Johns fader as well. I bet Natividad versus him, and I still maintain I think Natividad was coming on at the end of the second into the third.
And Miles gas is horribly.
Right. So it's strange, right? Because Johns has 2 third-round finishes, but I still think his gas tank is very shallow.
He's like threatening you with the right hand, like, you better not come close to me because you see this, and people kind of, but this guy doesn't give a fuck. This guy's going to do like Mario Bautista and be on his ass. This guy said, yeah, Lance, this is the bear. Castaneda is a punching bag. Yeah, that's entirely my strategy. Castaneda is a punching bag, and Miles is going to get tired, and Castaneda is still going to be there.
Yeah. I like Castaneda. He's too like mobile and evasive, like good on the feet, moves well, pretty well rounded, definitely better cardio. And like you said, like he's durable. Plus, I agree with what James is saying there. The southpaw takes away that low kick that was effective for Miles Johns his last time out. And it was just so strange to me. Like I was seeing, I bet Natividad, I think at plus 150, And then I passed on Dos Santos at like plus 175. But now I'm getting Castaneda at plus 206. So I'm getting, in my opinion, a better fighter. Sorry?
I bet both, and I think I have bet against Jones every fight, except this fight that he fought this guy that was horrible, that got his back actually for a full round. I can't remember his name. Cole something? Cole Miller?
Yeah, I bet Cole there. Split decision. I think it was plus. I think I got a pretty crazy number. Maybe not.
Yeah,
that
he's
crazy.
horrible. I mean, Miles Jones is not very good. His time is coming.
He's
like if he wins tomorrow, first round knockout, devastating. Big bet to be announced versus Miles Jones. It's a lock.
Yeah. The thing with Jones, I find, is like he's pretty powerful. He's pretty strong. So he hits hard, and it's hard to take him down, and he can get takedowns. But I don't see high-level striking or high-level grappling, and he doesn't have a great gas tank. So
I mean, no, he's not. Like, he's not good. People are probably going to see this and say, she is having a horrible take, or Magic is stupid. Blah, blah, blah. They were saying that Giga was the white Anderson Silva 2 weeks ago.
Jordan Anderson Silva.
Who cares? Why does everyone want this guy to fight Andrew? What is going on that I missed?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
And if you lost to that guy, I will never talk to you again.
I don't think we have to worry about it. But my take on this fight, I thought about the Castaneda side pre-tape. I taped it. I didn't like him as much. I played Castaneda against Eddie Wineland. I actually didn't think he looked amazing leading up to that. I think Johns, this is actually not a bad fight for him. Not really dying to play at like minus 200 or whatever, but if it got to like minus 150, I would consider it. Next fight is another one I don't really have too strong of a take on. Julian Rosa versus Steven Peterson. I'll keep it short. Julian Rosa, he's one of those guys that you want to bet on him when he's like plus 250, but you don't want to bet on him when he's minus 250. So this is a pass for me. Z, do you agree with that?
100%. Too much of a liability in Julian Rosa. Way too willing to throw himself into the fire and has been knocked out a bunch. But on the other side, Steve Peterson, I feel like I got pretty lucky with that spinning back fist. I believe I had him as a dog there versus Martin Bravo, slight dog. But yeah, I feel like I got lucky there. So yeah, I don't want to touch it. It's probably dog or pass, but at the end of the day, I don't want to put money on Steve Peterson. So I'll say Rosa wins, but maybe it's a competitive fight. Maybe he gets a second round finish.
Magic?
Yeah, somebody thought that Rosa minus 300 was a great idea in 2022. Like, what the fuck? How is this guy minus 300 in the UFC? I mean, UCJ is my guy. I love the guy. I have seen him forever. He was in that infamous Artem Lobov Ultimate Fighter season. He lost by knockout to Artem Lobov, actually. He's a pretty solid fighter, very good front choke series. He can grapple, he's tall, he has reach, but I mean, he's one of these guys that may fight someone from the stands and lose because his chin is like this all the fight. So I think this is a crazy price. And if Peterson wasn't a stupid durable, Dasengo would be a lock. But Peterson is a stupid durable. I took Peterson to finish this fight. Peterson by knockout plus 900? I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. Rosa doesn't have a good chin and his defense is horrible. And Peterson doesn't get finished. He's going to be there. I mean, this is going to be like a Western shootout, and this is value for sure. I actually think Peterson is going to knock him out.
What do you think about under 2.5 at even money? I was taking a look at that earlier.
Take Dasengo. I don't take unders. Never, ever.
Same question. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I think it's solid. I was actually going to take it, but I got Peterson to finish, and I think the finish is more tied to Peterson finishing him than the other way. So I don't want to be like balls deep on not finishing. You know what I mean? But it's going to be a war.
Fair enough.
Peterson doesn't give a fuck. He may be losing, but he's still going to be throwing everything because he's like fucking stupid. He doesn't care. Even if he's not any more gas or anything, he's going to be there fighting for your money.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. We got what should have been the tough finale. Brian Battle taking on Trisano Gore. Magic, I'll stick with you for this one.
Yeah, I love this guy, Brian Battle. He's bad. Like, he's bad. He's like a shitty middleweight Tony Ferguson. You know what I mean? Like, if Tony Ferguson wasn't good and was at middleweight, he throws straight punches. He moves in slow motion, but horrible defense, but he can take a fucking beating, man. And the pace is insane. He's going to be on your ass. I think I'm going to be betting on this guy by submission and late round props for like 10 years. I like this guy. Yeah. If Trisano Gore, I mean, he fights like exploding, like an animal, but I don't think he's very good or anything. Like, I think it's meh. And I think if he doesn't stop Battle is going to be on his ass. I think submission is massive value. Round 3 is a must here. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm confident that this is a lot of value here. And if he gets knocked out, you know what?
Had to do it. I forgot about that. That's really funny. Z, what are you thinking?
Man, that guy DM'd me on Twitter the other day to say that I should put, I don't know, whatever amount of money on Brian Battle this weekend. I swear to God, he did.
That's awesome. That episode was crazy. If you guys never watched the Christmas episode, completely unhinged, go back and check that out. Z, what are you thinking for this fight?
No strong take here. I actually haven't looked into this one too much, so sorry, boys. Won't really speak on it. All I know is Gore had that sick left hook KO, so he's dangerous. But yeah, no real strong opinion for me yet.
That Battle is going to get like beat up for 7 minutes and then come back with a vengeance. he's like tremendous. I love him. He's so bad, but he's going to get so many finishes at middleweight.
Yeah, no, I mean this fight's kind of tough to call. They're both green. Gore coming off that injury. He's not crazy high volume, but he has some nice leg kicks, which I think might be there in this fight against Battle. But to Magic's point earlier, like Battle can just take it. So I think this is just going to be a close fight. Honestly, I was leaning Gore more like early in the week, like when he was like a couple weeks ago, he was like minus 120. I was like considering it. And now that like Battle's getting close to like plus 150, I think it's dog or pass, but likely a pass for me. Next fight, we've got Sam Alvey taking on Brendan Allen short notice. This might as well be the people's main event. No, I'm just kidding. Z, what do you think?
Sam Alvey, lead right hook KO, of course. This is it, boys. Short notice.
It's time.
Brendan Allen moving up. It's time, man. He's finally going to land that lead right hook, sail off into the sunset. Nah, I don't know. It's impossible to trust Sam Alvey. No volume, gives ground way too easily. He's a veteran, though. He hits hard. He's hard to take down, but you can definitely outpoint this guy. Any kind of legit fighter can outpoint him. And I thought Brendan Allen's striking looked great versus Punahele, sorry. But yeah, it's a dangerous fight and it's on short notice and he's a giant favorite. So like, I don't really have any interest in betting it. There you go.
Magic?
Yeah, I mean, Allen should win this handily, but the guy is 70 IQ. I'm a little bit worried about his career because I think he has some serious potential. And then he comes out against Soriano striking. He won, okay, he looked improved, but that was very, very stupid. And then he does the same against Curtis. And I mean,
think
Curtis.
Puna's hard to take down, though. I don't think it's easy to.
Yeah, like, his first layer defense is fucking good. Like he sprawls very good, and he's physical.
Yeah,
if you can get past that, he's toast. But his first layer is good. And yeah, Allen is not very smart, man. He wants to fight Strickland again for some reason, man. Fucking Strickland did whatever he wanted to you. He would murder you. He's actually crazier now. I wouldn't ask for that fight. Yeah, he's minus 400. He can win this easily, popping the jab and leg kicking. If he cannot get takedowns, this may get like spicy. You know what I mean? Because Alvey is like, he's not that much durable lately, but he has that right hook and people run into it. Like Martin Pragner that did it 7 times in a row until he was unconscious. But yeah, I mean, Alvey shouldn't be in the UFC anymore. I have nothing here. I hope Allen wins because I think he has some potential, but the guy does some stupid things in the octagon. Yeah, Alvey is probably going to lose like 30-26 without doing nothing, and when the decision is ready, he's going to be, whoa, what the fuck, yo? Like he does every time. I won that.
His last win's a split decision over Gian Vellante
but that was prime Vellante. That was before Vellante was pregnant.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's just crazy to see like they've kept him around for so long. Like,
I mean, he hasn't won a fight in 7 fights, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that draw, he got a draw against Dawn Jung. That looks very good right now, but everybody thought he won. I thought Dawn Jung won that fight. You thought?
I thought Alvey beat Jung, and I thought he could have gotten the Span decision too. That one I was kind of like 50-50 on, but like I don't know.
I
Alvey
hope
just
Alvey
kind
wins.
the way he
and-
makes it hard. He makes it hard to like win fights. He just backs up to the cage and kind of like stands
because
with
he
his
has
back.
nothing, man.
Yeah,
I will do the same. The guy's like a fucking fat and old middleweight that only has a right hook. And what are you going to do? You expect the guy to go forward and shoot a double? He's just trying to lure people in and come in, and then counter, But he's told. I mean, he's not good. He should be out. And he should be in
Yeah.
prison. I'm going to tell it every time he fights. He got a supermodel wife and turned it into something. I don't know what's that, a farmer or something. That girl was a top model. Like, this is real. See, look into it. That girl was a top model. He was on a TV program or something for supermodels. I don't know how this
Yeah.
happened. He probably got her into a cult or something. He looks all awkward now. Strange. Should be in prison. 25 to life.
Thank you to the 103 people that are here live right now. You get to hear Magic's comments about Sam Alvey's former
No
model wife.
disrespect.
And the betting advice is just a bonus. It's really the top tier humor that you come here
Do
for.
you know which fight I actually want? I want Alvey to win. I mean, I hope Allen wins, but if Alvey wins, I want Alvey versus Paulo Costa. Like, Costa needs to prove that he can make the weight. You know what I mean? Like, give him a soft touch that is irrelevant for the rankings. Sam Alvey is a legend. Alvey versus Costa, 5 rounds, pay-per-view in Curitiba, Brazil.
Dude, that'd be terrible. I hope for everyone's sake that doesn't happen. What do you think about Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Carlston Harris?
Me again?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't specify.
Yeah,
I'm not
Shavkat
perfect,
is
guys.
one of my guys. He's on the Magic Wagon from the Magic Mafia. Yeah, this guy's fucking legit. A lot of people have had a lot of doubts when he came into the UFC. There is some regional tape from years ago where he gets like stuck on his back, but he's very active from his back, goes for shit. He can get passed or cooled in the past because of that, but he's very active. He's dangerous from bottom, and I mean, he's fucking massive for the division. It's not a guy that is easy to maneuver physically, and he's going to grind on you, whatever you are doing to him. Even if you are dominating, that is going to be a grinding fight. He's fucking huge for welterweight. And Carlston Harris, I like the guy, honestly. I think he's a good fighter. I have bet on him finishing both fights he has had in the UFC, and he cashed. So shout out to him. I like him, but this is I mean, Harris is wild coming in and in the pocket and exchanging. And Shavkat, I see people saying he's hittable and he's thin and this and that. He's one of these guys that is comfortable in the pocket, that has like cat eyes, that sees everything. He's waiting to counter you with something big. I think he's fucking good, man. Yeah, the line feels wide, but Rakhmonov inside the distance plus money when he has finished every win. Well, I mean, not every win, but every fight he has taken part into. I have him inside the distance, and I like submission too. I think Harris probably going to be shooting for his fucking life after a couple minutes if he doesn't shoot straight away. But I don't think he can wrestle Shavkat, honestly, because he's one of these grapplers that goes for upper body locks or body locks from the back and then a takedown. He's really not going to go for a double or a low single and then going to a second move. You know what I mean? He cannot chain it. He's more of a body lock guy, and Rakhmonov is good and he's big. I think he's going to win convincingly. I think this may be a future champion. Huge prospect, in my opinion. He also looks like he hits like a fucking truck, so.
Yeah. Z?
I feel like it's a competitive fight, so like the earlier line on Harris was probably a bit wide, in my opinion, like 230-ish. You could probably take a shot there. I'm still a little tempted on Harris plus 186, but I'm not scrambling to it. He's just a dangerous guy, good ground game. I think he has good striking. He's a big guy too. But I'm with you too, Magic. Shavkat is a pretty legit prospect. Just hasn't had a solid win yet,
The Praceres fight was very funny.
Huh?
The Michel Praceres fight. I actually had the submission too. That was so funny. The guy was sitting on the floor like, fuck, man. What the fuck is going on? The guy was casually choking him up.
He should have just had his hand on his head. It was the size difference was crazy. And then he popped for roids too. I mean, that was the biggest shock of ever. Like, Michel Praceres is not a clean athlete. Like, I don't know. That really surprised me.
Like, it's easier to jump over the guy than to go around.
yeah, exactly. But again, sorry guys, no real interest betting wise for me. I don't mind now that you mentioned the Rakhmonov inside the distance, if you're on that side, I like that prop. But yeah, I think this is competitive, to be honest with you. So I'm going to sit back. I'll pick Shavkat, but more like 60-40.
I'm big on it. I think he's going to smoke him, but I may be wrong.
Way to really say it with some conviction. I think Shavkat. It's funny I say that, and then I'm about to tiptoe around this too. I think Shavkat's going to win. I'm not really dying to play minus 200. Like, it was funny going into this. I was like thinking Shavkat looked better in his previous fights than he did. Like, I actually wasn't as impressed on tape. He definitely has some potential, but I don't know if he's the type of guy that I want to be laying minus 200 on right now. I had a bad read on the striking of Harris. In his last fight, I was like, all right, Harris shoots, and then when he gets up into the clinch, if you dig for underhooks, you get out. So I was like, all right, well, Castagnai, when he's up against the fence, he's good at digging for underhooks. He did just that, and then I just completely misunderstood the striking in that, and he obviously ended up finishing him on the feet. But what's up?
I don't know why everyone thought Castagnai was like Kamaru Usman 2.0. The guy is horrible outside of being like fucking Hulk. What does he do good? Like kind of wrestle a little bit.
I was overly high on him too. I think
he was literally subpar at everything. Like, he's not a good grappler, horrible jiu-jitsu, no power at all. The striking is like meh. I mean, yeah, he just looked very jacked, and people was like, "Oh, is this the new Kamaru Usman?" I don't know. And his chin looked horrible, to be honest, against Carlston Harris.
We got co-main event, Nick Maximov versus Soriano. No, you're good.
This guy said, wonder how the situation in Kazakhstan, because there was this thing going on that looked like it's going to be a civil war, or I don't know. Man, I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass, but this guy is probably training like no problem, probably backed by some mafia shit. Kazakhstan, there is a lot of mafia money there. He probably has some warlord behind him in his career and a private gym or something. Like, for sure, no problem. Does he actually train in Kazakhstan?
I have no idea. Not a clue. What do you think about Magic? I'll let you start this one. Soriano versus Maximov.
This is an interesting one. Probably the most intriguing fight on the card. Like, I think if Soriano wins, he's probably going to look like a massive favorite, and it's going to be a first round knockout. But I like Maximov here. Soriano is a guy that I have bet him in all. I think I bet on him in every fight in the UFC, and he cashed 2 times by finish. That was good. Against Allen, he disappointed me, and he's a guy that is like overly physical, very powerful, but his striking is not really functional. He doesn't have a jab. He needs people to initiate to really do damage. And his wrestling is mostly defensive. As we were saying before, he has very good first layer defense, but he gasses, you know what I mean? If you can make him work, and Maximov is a guy that I don't think is going to go easy. Somebody's going to eventually like fucking ice him, but he looks like tough, big head, fucking huge head, and he's from the Diaz camp. You cannot quit. You may die if you come from the Diaz camp. Like, you cannot quit and then go back to Stockton or whatever. They will probably beat you up in group. So yeah, I think Maximov like gets beat up for like 5-6 minutes, then starts finding single legs. You know what I mean? Chaining attempts. I think Maximov by submission and late could be massive value, but you know what I mean? After the fight, it's going to look obvious, whichever way it goes. But I like Maximov by submission and round 3. Round 3 is a fucking gigantic number, man. I think this may be the bet of the card.
Ooh.
Soriano is a horrible grappler. I think if you can get him tired and on top of him, I think he has nothing. So what is going on in the chat, man? I cannot even like.
Nothing important. Z, what are you thinking for this one?
Nah, I think Puna KOs him. I don't think because you said like, oh, Maximov's gonna get beaten up for a little while and then gas him out, but that's a hard ask versus a guy who hits like Puna, you know. And it's
my point is like, if Maximov stands in front of him, like just out of range and does nothing, Puna doesn't throw. You know what I mean? He's going to wait for him to throw and shoot a single leg and again and again and again, things like that.
But you said if he's gonna beat him up and then.
Yeah, like I can see him getting beat up early, trying to enter the distance and getting stuck outside. But eventually, I think he gets inside before getting clocked. It could be just a devastating knockout. You know what I mean? I think if Soriano wins, he's going to look like, oh, he should have been massive, but I don't think that's the case.
I don't think you can take punishment from Puna and gas him out that way, though. Like that's I'm saying, like that's a tough ask. So
but that's right. I was thinking about this for long, but Maximov is a guy that really strikes to set things up. You know what I mean? His striking is trash. He's just wanting to close the distance, and he goes like chin tucked, hands up. And Soriano doesn't go to the body. He's a headhunter. He only has like 2 punches if you look at it. He has the straight left, right hook, and sometimes he throws a shitty uppercut. That's it.
But those are good strikes for a guy who's shelling.
No, because he's going to be too far away or too close. Soriano doesn't have a jab. He's not a functional striker. He needs to develop a jab, I think.
No, because he's a southpaw, so he opens with the left. I actually like that. I don't think Maximov can withstand the damage to gas him out, and I don't think Maximov can take him down. I think Puna's much stronger. I think Puna's defensive wrestling is underrated. Like he's very tough to take down. Fair play if you get on top of him and you're gassing him out in that sense.
Puna is going to defend early, but he's going to be up on top of him with the sprawl. You know what I mean? And then it's going to be Maximov reaching, and repeat until he gets that single leg and it goes down.
Or Puna defends the first couple and starts landing bombs early on Maximov, who's not very high level. I don't think stronger. I don't think more powerful. I don't think he has
I don't think Soriano is going to walk him down. He just doesn't know how to do it. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be a lot of burst of action and nothing. Burst of action and nothing. And Maximov can endure that.
No, he can't.
Or be on the ground.
I don't think he can. I think he's going to be eating a lot of heavy shots early and unable to get the fight to the mat. And I took Puna inside the distance. I think it's plus 110 I got. Of course, it's knockout is basically the only option, but plus 110 or plus 125, I just opted for inside the distance. So, I don't see what you're seeing this time, Magic, with all due respect. No disrespect.
No, but he's going to get touched early, but I think he's going to survive.
That's so tough, man. If you're saying like if it was a more durable guy, I mean, I guess he's never been finished, but he's not on this level, in my opinion. So yeah, I think
he's horrible.
There's a reason.
This is a decent fight for him, I think.
For Maximov or for Puna?
For Maximov.
No, it's a decent fight for Puna, man. Maximov fought that complete trash can on Contender Series and then beat.
That was a good fight for him.
And he fought that was a good fight. 300 pounds. I mean, he fought that heavyweight, and the guy was like that guy was over 265 when they fought.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, I could be over 265. It doesn't mean I have any.
No, man, that was like weight matters when you are grappling.
Yeah, but
there are people talking about
that guy's terrible. That guy was hilarious, man.
Am I gonna get a chance? Am I gonna get a chance to talk about this one?
Sorry,
you guys gonna let me chime in on this one, or what? Are you just gonna have a kissing fest all day?
I kept trying to make my point. Magic kept interrupting
me. Kidding. Go ahead. Finish,
I'll pass it off to you. Go ahead.
I'm kidding.
Maximov round 3 submission.
Yeah, he's
going to ship it for the boy. Like with half his face falling off until Stockton 209. Plus 2,800, man.
Yeah, I think Puna probably finishes him, but like I just could never lay minus 200 on like that gas tank. Even though I will say in the Brendan Allen fight, Allen was just chewing up his body, dude. Like he was kicking his body over and over and over. So maybe like the gas tank stuff might be overblown, but I'm pretty sure Puna like barely has any finishes outside of round 1. And Maximov's seems tough. He's gonna be there late.
He disappointed me so much in that fight. I bet him and he disappointed me so much in that fight. I thought he was better. And then I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, he beat Pijota. Like my father could have a competitive fight with Pijota on the feet.
He was the dog. He was a dog versus Pijota. Should have been the fight of all time.
Knockout, crazy line. He almost like fucked it up going to the ground, but he got it back. But yeah, I hope Maximov like doesn't fucking die in 40 seconds or something, because I'm confident he can get single legs here, make it sweaty. Yeah. 209.
You're saying, think about it. You're saying the guy from Nate Diaz's camp is going to out wrestle a high school wrestler who's jacked. I don't see it
College.
happening.
Man,
Puna
Maximov, I know
wrestled-
people make a lot of fun about the Diaz camp and all this shit. Maximov is a legit grappler. I'm not saying he's a great wrestler, but he's a legit grappler for MMA. I think people are making too much fun of
I
him
don't think
because
so.
of the Diaz brothers, which I get because
Dude.
they are so fucking stupid and cannot wrestle. And this other guy that fought Artem Lobov, I could fight that guy. He was the worst fighter ever in the UFC, but he lasted.
Fun fact: Puna actually wrestled for one of the best D3 colleges, and I'm pretty sure he was an All-American too. So he does have a solid
I know.
background.
He has only has to defend one takedown in the UFC, I think, but he had to defend more against Jamie Pickett in Contenders. And his sprawl is very good, but I don't think he's going to change shit. When Maximov gets in and start chaining shit, this is not wrestling. This is MMA. You can clap hands, Andrew.
Can you
It's
do me a
different.
favor? Can you do me a favor? Can you,
You want to talk?
Can you screenshot this message and post it on your wall for me?
Man.
Just as a reminder. No, let's go to main event here. We've got Sean Strickland, who is my dream guest on this show, taking on Jack Hermansson. Big fight at 185. I'll kick this one off, but before I do, 105 live viewers, we appreciate you guys being here. If you could like and subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. Go follow Z as well. Z, appreciate you being here, brother. Looking forward to hearing your opinion on this main event. Gonna touch on it real quick, then I'll pass it to you guys. I think Strickland is going to win this fight, but his grappling hasn't really been tested in a while. When it was tested back in the day, it seems good. Like I personally think he's a pretty good grappler, but we haven't seen it lately, so not really dying to lay -200 on Strickland. He also is way too comfortable with kind of just getting in a war. I think this isn't the fight to get exposed, but I feel like with the right matchup, like Strickland would put himself in some big trouble. He's good cardio, good volume, keeps coming forward, but he definitely is willing to throw himself into the fire. And at -220, I'm not necessarily looking to lay that. I think maybe like if you're a props guy, maybe Strickland in round 4, round 5 might not be a bad look. But I'm picking Sean to win. Z, what are you thinking?
Did we get your opinion on Puna versus Maximov?
Yeah, let's talk more about Maximov.
No, Andrew, I didn't think.
No, I said mine. I think Puna's gonna win, but I don't want to lay -200 on the cardio.
Oh,
People, if Maximov loses, people are making it out to be like I said he was the next George St. Pierre or something, But
you said he was a great MMA grappler.
I didn't say that.
You said he was going to ragdoll Puna heavily.
I think he's going to take a beating and then come back and submit him.
Take a beating versus Puna. That's not a good game.
Man, Puna doesn't put a beating on anyone. Knocks you out or you fuck him up.
Yeah, so he's going to knock him out. That's why I took inside the distance.
Maybe. We'll see. Maximov has a head that couldn't fit in the screen. It's like this,
Big target.
All right, Z, main event. What do you got?
Main event. To be honest, man, I'm not too... I don't know. I have a tough time seeing this fight, man, honestly. If Jack... Because it seems so binary. If Jack gets him down... I think he could find success, but I don't want to trust him to do that because, like, Sean's such a veteran and good defensive wrestling, in my opinion, and gonna box him up on the feet. I don't know. It's just a very tough fight for me to see. You know what I mean?
He's right.
No strong opinion.
This guy's right. No disrespect.
Yeah. What do you think in main event?
Sean Strickland is going to beat his ass, man. He's not going to lose from some guy from Sweden, a socialist country. Sean Strickland got this just based on politics. Yeah, I mean, how does Hermansson win this? I mean, let's settle this before the main event. Andrew will kill that guy. I don't want to disrespect anyone that is not here, but Andrew will kill him, like literally kill him. Could put his pants down and rape him if he wanted.
Oh my God.
In a wrestling match. I hope you don't want to.
No, I don't. I definitely don't want to.
Oh, he's
I
here.
definitely I have no interest in doing that, buddy. I don't know how this started, but looking forward to getting back to talking about the fights here.
Yeah, I think Hermansson needs like a first round finish, take down and finish him somehow, like pound his head into the canvas or classic, like the Joker thing, He has a fucking deadly guillotine. That's legit. I think Strickland, I don't think he's going to get taken down, and if he does, I think he can survive. Very underrated grappler, and on the feet, he's going to put the volume, the pace, and the power, and the pain. He's going to put the pain on him. I parlay the Strickland. I know it's a bit like a very, not a very, but may look like a short number, but I think if this gets out of round one, Strickland is like minus 800, realistically.
Did you bet the money line?
Yeah. And late round props.
I'm looking right now. Strickland by KO is kind of tempting, plus 240.
Take 4 or 5. Take round 4, round 5. Trust me, man.
That is financial advice.
I was about to get like this book. Let's call them out. Bet365, absolute pussies. I have a limited account there. They let me get like whatever amount I get, but they use me to adjust the lines. And I was going to put the Strickland round 5 in a 10 euro parlay, like 10 euro. I'm not talking 1,000. And they moved the line 8 points, man. It went from 2,800 to 2,100. I had to take it in another book. So fuck them.
And this podcast is sponsored by Bet365. No, I'm just kidding.
They wish.
Yeah, we said that at the same time. That's funny. So do you want to do a Lambo parlay real quick before we dip out?
You don't have any opinion on this fight?
I went first.
Did you?
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
weren't paying
I'm
attention.
sorry. I must have been like reading the chat or
Messed
something.
up.
That's both of us, Magic.
Yes, you did that on the last fight.
Who did you pick?
I picked Strickland.
Okay.
Us nutcases have to stick together.
If you are actually going to fight the guy, I can corner you.
I'm not fighting anyone, bro.
Why not?
Because my
You need
combat.
I think you have been out of combat sports for long. You need a tune-up before Gilbert Barnes. Maybe this guy Poirier and then Gilbert.
I'm retired. What do we got for Lambo parlays, gentlemen?
I'll let you go first. I have to log in.
Okay. Z, do you have one, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first. I'm gonna put it together right here.
All right, I'm gonna throw mine together. While I go. So let's go with Bondar money line, Phil Rowe money line, Alexis Davis money line, Hakeem Dawadu money line. Then let's go with Miles Johns money line, and then we're gonna go with Strickland inside the distance, and then we are going to go with the fight doesn't go the distance in the Peterson or Rosa fight. That's what I got today. Whichever one of you wants to go next, I'm all ears.
What does that pay? You have to have this ready, man, and say how much. If not, what's the point? Are you actually going to play it? If not, this is completely fraudulent.
I'm going to play it. I'm going to go back and watch myself for betting advice after this is over.
All right.
I let C go first.
I'm just throwing it together. Give me.
Just don't be like everyone that comes here that throws out like a 7-1 parlay.
No.
You must be able to buy a car.
Yeah. Hang on. All right, let's do that. So I got, what is that? Plus 245,600. We got Bondar by submission. We got Barriault by Bondar by submission at plus 250. Barriault by submission plus 1,200. Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong one. Same price though. Trisano by knockout plus 700, and then Castaneda
already done. Not happening. You're already lost.
75. If you want to talk about that fight, like I'm a fan of Dawadu, but I really don't see value on that line, man. Trisano's like a pretty durable, pretty meat and potatoes, bread and butter striker. Like the Dawadu might win. He might win, but I have a hard time seeing value on that line. I went into that trying to bet Dawadu.
I just want to address this comment really quick. I'm having a great year so far, so I don't really know where this came from, but yeah, I think Dawadu is gonna. I think he's more athletic. I think he's faster. I think he hits harder. And I think he's better. I don't really like Trisano's durable, I guess, but like I don't really see that like playing too much of a factor here because I don't really think Dawadu's necessarily like finish or bust. Like I think he could go three pretty hard rounds. And I think the angle a lot of people are missing is like I think the grappling. Like I don't think like I've heard people say that Trisano's gonna like out grapple him. Like I really don't see that happening. Trisano got taken down by Ludovic Klein, who's a striker, like 3 times, and like Dawadu was getting taken down by Evelev, who's like a tough Russian. So
they're just gonna strike.
What?
A tough Russian.
Yeah, a tough Russian that's getting you know what when he fights Tapiria. But what were you saying, Zib?
I'm just saying, like, I don't really cap the grappling in that fight because I feel like they're both just going to oblige in the striking. Like, they both,
Me too.
it's crazy watching the tape. Like, they're both the guys edging forward in all their fights, and the other guys trying to get away from them. So they're going to come together and bang it out, in my opinion.
I think so too. I don't think grappling is going to play a role. I'm just saying I've seen some takes like that.
Yeah,
I almost have it. It's been sent to a trader. I need a minute. This fucking idiot that moved the line. Oh, we got it in. I make it simple. I think no need to overcomplicate it. Maximov round 3, Strickland round 5. 40 to win 24,000. Solid.
What was the first one? Just the one play?
Maximov round 3, Strickland round 5.
Oh, okay, and Strickland round 5.
It's going to be glorious, man. Puna is going to be there like sweating, and Maximov is on his back like, oh, 209.
Magic, this is one of those times where like I feel like you're like, oh, it's gonna be like this, and then this is gonna happen, but it's like, bro,
and then
he's
boom,
going in there with a brick wall. He's gonna knock his head off.
Yeah, it could happen. I'm confident I'm getting a lot of value. I'm fine if he dies.
All right, he dies.
Any questions from the chat before we sign off? We just hit the 1 hour mark. If you haven't liked yet, do it, and if you haven't followed Z yet, do that as well.
Thank you, boys.
Yeah.
Someone asked if I'm Canadian. Yes, I'm Canadian.
Nobody's
Allegedly.
Is that obvious? There.
Dawadu is Canadian, and he's fighting Trisano, who I mean, I think he doesn't have it anymore, but he had a mullet. That's big points for handicapping the fight, Andrew. A Canadian against a guy with a mullet.
I'm a fan of Dawadu. I just, when I looked into it, I was like, man, this Trisano guy's not bad.
I'm not, honestly. I don't think he's very good.
I don't know what they're talking about. Thanks.
I think he's like the Impact and Sanganai syndrome again. Like, people look at him and he's like so fucking jacked and people like this. But he's not like, he doesn't punch hard. People,
dude, he has a bunch of Muay Thai fights though. He's a very experienced striker.
Yeah, his kicking game is much better than his hands.
Right.
I think people, like mostly people that don't know about fighting, see someone jacked and think that it's related to punching hard. That's not at all related.
I already forgot. I'll go back and play it after this.
He's going to fade it, like to play the reverse Andrew Parkley.
Any boxing plays?
Who's boxing? I didn't even look into it. Tell me who's boxing. I'll give you the pick. No tape, no anything. Absolute lock.
This is elite capping.
It's Brian Castaño versus Jermel Charlo, right? I like Castaño. I think it's even money. I think Castaño is going to win, but I think it's probably going to get draw. What is draw? If draw is like plus 2000, draw is a solid bet.
Did you guys see LFA? Did you tape LFA at all? All right, I've been saying it on all. Did you, Magic?
If we taped
LFA
for this week, or if I watched last week?
This week.
I didn't look into it yet.
There's this kid, not sure if I will. I'm probably gonna end up with a little bit of money on him. He's fighting that Daniel Argueta. We're fighting a wrestler, but I'm telling you guys,
that's the main event, right?
Yeah. If this Myron Santos guy, whether he wins or loses, I think he has such a bright future. 21-year-old kid, excellent striking. Went 9-0 in 2019.
Keith Thurman is boxing. It's true, against Mario Barrios. That's a good fight. Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. What is the line? I need to check. Mario Barrios. Thurman is a fraud and he's sold.
You guys don't get this. You guys don't get this anywhere else. This is live capping.
Oh, you get it when I do the live tape study streams. What are you talking about? I taped Alan Belcher for BKFC, put $200 on him.
That's my point. You're here though, so you don't get it anywhere outside of here.
Man, they are not boxing this weekend or what? Yes, they are. Mario Barrios plus 160? Oh, yes. Mario Barrios, baby. He has a chin. He's coming up to weight divisions, right? Or one. Only one, I think, from super lightweight to welterweight. Yeah. Thurman is old and injured and fraudulent. I like Barrios.
What he wants to know your thoughts on Adesanya's Gano.
At some point, some fighter or manager is going to sue the podcast, Andre. He's obviously on steroids. I mean, people get offended on Twitter, but it doesn't take a genius. The guy was putting on a lot of weight. He was like a fucking spaghetti, and now he's muscular. all while fighting. I mean, I know a lot of people don't do weights or anything, but if you are like trying to put mass on in the gym and you are doing some sport at a very high level that implies cardio, it's super difficult to get clean muscle on, and he's doing it, a lot of it. And he has a gene. I mean, that doesn't happen naturally. What the fuck you think happened? Like, I don't wake up one day and suddenly my teeth is falling down. The guy is doing some cycle.
You're a young man, Magic.
Yeah, Adesanya is old. Could be old age. He's like old as fuck, actually. He's almost John Jones' age. People think he's like 23, but Adesanya is like, could be your father.
Z, you got anything you want to plug before we head out? We appreciate you joining us.
No, just Twitter, YouTube, website, all Z's MMA. The website zmma.ca. If you guys want to know what bets I'm on, I did have an LFA bet, but I got ahead of the line. But yeah, just check me out if you. I bet on fights, talk fights. I like doing the live streams where I'm watching tape and then relaying what I see directly. A lot of fun, just more of a low key vibe. But you guys, I loved the invitation. Thank you very much. Sorry, I wasn't. I don't feel like I was incredibly prepared, but I don't think it's the best card either. But yeah,
we are never calling you back again after this.
No, I'm a big fan of the pod though, guys. I definitely tune in. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. This is great.
Appreciate it. Magic, why don't you sign us off, my friend?
Yeah, hope everyone enjoyed the show. We are very glad to be back. I'm going to talk like Andrew, like one of these corporate podcasters. We are very glad to have you all here. Hope you had a great time. Hope you didn't let your 5-year-old kids watch this because I said a lot of fucked up things. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good card. I think we are going to win a lot of money on this one. I could look like an absolute idiot after saying this, but I think so. And next week, man, we got the Strickland this week, but next week is the real one. You know what I mean? Adesanya versus Whittaker, like kind of good fight, but Alex the Great. Alex the Great is back. Moicano is fucking dead. Like he has 10 days. 10 days to say goodbye to everyone, do his papers. He's fucking done.
Sweet. Thanks, everyone. Like and subscribe.